Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for my review of Gundam Witch from Mercury Prologue episode. This episode is freely available on YouTube, and I guess it's sort of a prequel to the anime. It'll become clearer at the end. So we start off with this research group that's working on this new Gundam development. This is sort of interesting. It's like a family of people living on a space station, among others, with their little daughter, and this family has got to be so dead. So basically there's this company, Ox Earth, which is an Earth, or I guess as they call it in the show, an Earthian company, was working on these like mechanical parts called Gund Tech to help humans adapt to living in space and the various radiation they're exposed to. And then they're acquired by another company called Vanadis, which turned it into Gundam Tech naturally. But for whatever reason, the Gundam Tech winds up slowly killing the operator over time. Naturally, this makes the technology a little controversial. So we see the main character of this prologue, Elnora, who's the mother of the family, who's testing the Gundam, and then her mechanical arm starts like not working particularly well, maybe like as a result of all the Gundam testing. We then find out that there is some tension between the Earth government and the Spatian government, and the Spatian government gives a press conference where they declare that they're going to be forcibly taking over Ox Earth and the Gundam development. And this is definitely what I'd call a hostile takeover, as they forcibly invade the research center, kill everybody, and launch their own mobile suits to engage their suits in battle. The Gundams are initially way more powerful than the Spatian government, presumably mobile suits, though we could see the pilots are struggling under the strain, like their bodies and whatever. Basically, the Gundams have these levels, and as the levels increase, the strain on your body increases. But then the Spatian government mobile suits kind of reveal their trump card, which is a tech that disables the gun interface, basically rendering the Gundams useless. Naturally, the little girl, Eri, who is 4, was chilling in the Gundam during the attack. Her mom, the Gundam tester from earlier, finds her there, and we find out the little girl is able to get the Gundam to activate, which her mom was unable to do. Naturally, this 4-year-old girl and her mom launch into the space battle that's going on, and after an adorable mommy-daughter launch sequence, Ares ridiculously overpowered and takes care of most of the mobile suits no problem. However, the main government Spatian suit attacks with the anti-gun technology, rendering the Gundam useless, and that's the Lifrith, which is like the pink one. But out of nowhere, her dad, who we had met earlier, saves them at the expense of his own life, and his last words are the happy birthday song, because it was Ares' birthday, as the research base explodes, and the Cathedral organization declares that all Gundams should be destroyed. Cathedral organization being the organization that the Spatian government created that's going to take over, that is going to kind of absorb the Ox company, Ox Earth company. So it looks like the main show is going to take place sometime after this prologue, with Eri becoming the main pilot of the Gundam Lifrith. Obviously, this is just a prologue, but I think there's still a lot of interesting stuff to say about it. So let's first start off with the animation style. It looks mostly hand-drawn, though the ships are definitely CGI'd. I don't love the animation style, but I'm happy it's not just like straight CGI-looking Gundams. I really like the scoring and the music, and I'm looking forward to the opening. Hopefully that'll be really good. The Gundam designs are pretty unique and they're interesting, though I wouldn't say I love them just yet, but there's a lot of cool weapons. Now for the plot. I feel like Bandai has been moving closer and closer towards the Gundam human interface idea with the animated Gundams over the last few years. Obviously, it's been explored in some of the manga as well. Thunderbolt definitely touched on the issue. Obviously, it was kind of a main focus of Iron-Blooded Orphans. And narrative took it to the extreme where you had the soul of someone effectively piloting the Gundam. I think the take on it in Mercury is interesting. It does seem like the damage is real to the pilot, which we see during the battle. But there's also a hint of propaganda of the space government using it as an excuse to prevent the Earthians from getting super weapons. So I wonder if they're going to be playing up this political aspect as well. I also like the idea of the family Gundam team, but obviously with the time skip, I suspect most of the focus is going to be on Eri, and obviously we didn't actually see her dad die. Maybe he comes back as a villain or something, who knows. And plot-wise, I mean, the prologue doesn't really leave us with that much to work with. Obviously, there's tensions between Earthian and Spatians, but obviously we didn't need a prologue to tell us that was going to be a theme. There's obviously a hint of a revenge story, as Eri may try to get revenge for them killing her dad and ruining her parents' work. All in all, though, I think this is a solid start. The Gundam looks both physically and metaphorically quite different from any of the other Gundams that we've seen, and I like to see Sunrise experimenting with the property like that. Probably give this prologue episode like a 7 out of 10. Nothing amazing, but it does a good job of setting the stage and getting me excited for the first episode, which is exactly what, a prologue episode I think should do. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video, and if you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a like or subscribe, and let me know what you think about the prologue episode in the comments. The first episode comes out on Sunday, and I hope to have my review shortly up after the premiere, and it looks like it's going to be airing on Crunchyroll outside of Asia. And if you're new to this channel, check out some of the figure reviews. I do a lot of Gundam Robot Spirits, as well as some other Super Robot stuff.